welcome if you're new. Please feel free to stick around and subscribe. Yeah, I hope you like what you see. So yeah, long time no see again. It's been quite a month. I feel like I've been constantly ill with one thing or another over the last few weeks. Unfortunately, got struck down with COVID again. Just getting over that finally now. You can probably still hear in my voice is a bit croaky, but you'll have to get over that, I'm afraid, sorry. Yeah, work's been quite a month, shall we say. So yeah, it's been busy. Sorry for the lateness of the video again. Also, before we get properly started, I apologise if you could hear wind wailing through the chimney in the background or rain hammering on the window. It has been awful for weather this weekend. Yeah, big storms. I think I have 2 fence panels down currently, but it is what it is. We're all fine. It's just ick. And I don't think I've really left the house apart from work in the last few weeks, but never mind. Anyway, let's get on to the stitching. Enough rambling. I have quite a lot to show you. It's been, I don't know, 6 weeks, 7 weeks? No, I don't know, a while since I was last here anyway. And actually I feel like I have quite a bit to go through today. I've got a couple of finishes, quite a few whips. I've actually dug out some old whips, which obviously you will have seen if you watched my whip parade. You will have seen last time. So you have seen them recently, but I have not stitched on them recently. And a few new starts, of course. So yeah, let's just get straight in with the finishes. I've got 2 fully finished objects today, one of which was a finish that you saw last time. I keep wanting to say last week. It was definitely not last week. So last time I showed you that I had finished Starlings by Owl Forest Embroidery, and I have now got it in a frame. So I'm using the same frames as my Owl Forest piece. I managed to track down the remaining frames for those and picked up an extra one for this, did I say for the snails? I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, this is Starlings by Owl Forest Embroidery. As I said last week, I stitched this using the called for thread pack, and I was using Claire Brown fabric. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Sandstorm, and I love it. I'm really happy with it. The frame fits it perfectly, so I'm going to take this to work to brighten up my office in work. I think it's really cute. Thanks, Mum, for framing it yet again. So that's fully finished number 1. Second fully finish is a finish and a fully finish. Anyway, so I showed you where I was up to with my latest snail house last time. So I'm stitching all the snail houses because I love them all. I've already finished and fully finished 2, which is strawberries and forget-me-not. And last time you saw me, I was stitching the Lily of the Valley one. There's no point me putting a picture in of what it will look like when it's done, because it is done. I'll show you in a second, but I'll put a picture of what it did look like last time. So I had the snail and the house done. I just had like a border bit to do, which I've now done. I finished and fully finished. And there it is. I love him so much. I love his eyes. I think he's adorable. So there we go. So again, same frames. These are just really cheap from the range, which is a local, well, not a local. It's not local at all. Anyway, they have tons of frames and house stuff and garden stuff and art stuff. It's great, the range. I love a little wander around there. Anyway, there he is, my finished snail house, Lily of the Valley. So this can now go up on my wall with the other 2. So yeah, love him. So 2 fully finishes, and I still have 2 finishes to go. I was on a roll, clearly. So last time I was nearly finished with my caterpillar cross stitch Lucky Nutcracker stitch along. So this was a stitch along that Sally was running last year. Did it finish a bit before Christmas? I can't remember now. Anyway, last time you saw it, I was nearly finished. I'll put a picture in. I think I just had a little bit left to do in the bottom corner. And now it's done. Super cute. So this is done. I got the kit for this. This is on 16 count white Ada. And yeah, all finished, ready for a good iron and a fully finish. And I think I might see if I can make this into a cushion. I think it would be a really nice cushion for Christmas. So yeah, really pleased with that one. Yay. Next I have a, what are they called? Sampler of the month. So last time you saw me, I was just started the January sampler of the month, and these are by, who are these by? Cottage Needleworks. Yes, so I'd started the house. I'll pop a picture in of where I was last time, so I'm pretty sure I just had like the little house in the middle. I don't even know if that house was finished, to be honest. But yeah, I finished it. And here is my January sampler of the month. All done. I love this, it's super cute. Stitched up really quickly. So yeah, done. So this I stitched on a 32 count, so I got Lucan in natural. And I have all the fabric cut out ready to go for the rest of these. So I'm hoping through the year I might get a few more done. So we'll see how we go. But I really love that. I don't know what to do with these. I'm thinking of mounting it on just like some board, if you know what I mean. And then making some kind of like magnetic thing that I can like swap them out, if you know what I mean. Does that make any sense at all? I feel like someone's done this. I must have got the idea from somewhere. Anyway, that's my plan. We'll see how we go. But that's my finishes. So we'll move into whips. So everything that I'm going to show you now you have seen before at some point, and then we'll move on to the new starts at the end. So I don't know what order I worked in these. I've worked on them, yeah, I don't know. As I say, it's been a while. I've just put them in a pile and we'll just go through them in the order I'm going to pick them up. So first we have the Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 stitch along, which is called the Fruits of Plenty. There's a stitch along going for this year, which is run by Chris Cross Stitch, and I think it's the hashtag is still Fresh Fruit Sell. So yeah, I'm kind of dipping in on this a little bit because I really would like to get some progress in on this year. So I'll pop a picture in of what it will look like when it's done, which you will all know, you'll have seen it a million times before. And I'll also put a picture in of where I was last time, which was I had finished 4 blocks. So I'd finished the April block, and you'll have to excuse I've left it in its hoop. But here's where we are now. So I have started on the May block. Can't remember my months, that's great, isn't it? So this is the May block here. So yeah, 2 little birds, and I've got, I think that was in last month's, maybe I stitched the end of his tail. We've got another little bird coming in. So yeah, still quite a way to go on this section. They are pretty chunky sections, but I love it. I've really enjoyed pulling this back out again. So I'm hoping I will keep that out and finish at least that part before it goes away again. So that is that one. This one is stitched on 32 count. That's why I got Lucan in natural as well. And I'm using the well, not the called for colours, the colours that Jacob used in his mock-up, his version, whatever you want to call it, which is DMC 932 and DMC 3750. So yeah, love those. Can't wait to have that one done and dusted. It'll be a while. Okay, next I pulled out a whip that I've not worked on for a long time, and this is the Frosted Pumpkin Christmas Wreath, which was a stitch along that finished ages ago. Was it like the beginning of last year it finished? Anyway, it was a very long time ago that it finished. Last time you saw it, I'll pop a picture in of where I was up to. So I literally just had, I think, a bit of the roof done. And I'll pop a picture in of what it'll look like when it's done in case you haven't seen it, but there's tons of people finished this already. But I actually got part 1 done. So So I finished the little house, really cute, little pink house. Yeah, I love it. I'm super pleased to get a section done on that. I was really tempted to keep carrying on and get onto that giant bow. And I really would still like to get back to it soon. As I say, I really enjoyed stitching on this one. The colours are beautiful. I just can't wait to get to the rest of it. So there you go. So again, this is, I'm on a 32 count Zweigart Luke Hound thing at the moment by the looks of it. Everything I've stitched on seems to be in that at the minute. So yeah, called for DMC. Yes, can't wait. And I've seen on the Frosted Pumpkin Instagram page this week that they are doing little sneak peeks of their latest year-long stitch along. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is, and hopefully not getting roped into doing it, but we'll see what it looks like. At the minute, we just have a super blurred picture. I have absolutely no idea what it is. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But really enjoyed stitching on that one. Okay, next I'm gonna go for Masquerade, which is by Taylor and Cromwell, I want to say. Taylor and Cromwell on Etsy. So I'll pop a picture in of what this will look like when it's done. So this is a Phantom of the Opera inspired piece, and I'll pop a picture in of where I was last time. And I've done a little bit on this. So if you remember, I said this was my work piece. So I have actually managed to get a little bit done in some lunch breaks at work. So I have started on the mask. I don't know if you can see it very well. I've kind of like filled in random bits of it. But that's where we were up to so far. So I've actually not got much left to do on this at all. Let me have a look. I'm like 73% done. Although that does not take into account the back stitch. So I've got to finish filling in my mask here. And then I think there is a word at the top and some words at the bottom. And that's it. So actually I could get this finished really quickly if I wanted to. I just need to knuckle down and do it. But yeah, looking forward to getting that one done and giving it a good iron. Hopefully it'll look a bit neater and tidier after that. And once the mask is backstitched, I think it'll really stand out much better against that fabric. I'm a little bit concerned at the minute that the mask is kind of like not that visible. But yeah, I think once it's been backstitched, it'll be okay. I hope. Okay, then another one that I've not worked on for a while. I actually went back to stitching on a full coverage and I really enjoyed it. I've only done a few nights on this, but this is Quick Stitch Blue Butterfly by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is by Ching and Chou Kuik. So this one I started with Jemima, the rocking stitcher. I'm pretty sure she's done a little bit of work on it fairly recently as well. She's definitely further ahead than I am. I'll pop a picture in of what it'll look like when it's done. So this is a teeny tiny Heaven and Earth Designs. If you want a good starting point, I would say this is a good place to start. Although saying that, it is very confetti heavy. So I'm literally jumping around all over the place with this one. So I'll pop a picture in of where it was last time if I've got one. And here is where we are now. So as you can see, I kind of started off working in this top corner and I did quite a lot up there. And since then, I've kind of gone on a bit of a cross-country spree. Just as I say, because it's so confetti heavy, I just wanted to try and get some stuff in across the pattern and then it's easier to count off each other. So I think you should just be able to make out the butterfly now. So we've got the body here and then the wings around there. But as I say, this is tiny. That is one edge there. The other, it will go most of the width of this Q-snap, but the bottom stitch is actually, I think that there is the bottom, that little stitch there, I think that is the bottom. So as you can see, it's teeny tiny. This is an 8x8 Q-snap and it fits in there perfectly. So really small. But I really, as I say, really enjoyed working on a full coverage again. It's the only problem with all these whips, as soon as I start working on them again, I'm really going to carry on and get some good progress. Because yeah, I'm really enjoying that one. Give you some figures on this one because I've been using Pattern Keeper for this one. So last time you saw this, I think I was at 10.5 7%, which was 1,712 stitches, and now I've hit 15%, so 2,433 stitches. So I've not put masses of stitches in, but it's jumped up 5%. So yeah, really pleased. Right, next. Where are we? So let's go to Little Dove Designs. So Christmas Magic Stitch Along. It was a stitch along from Christmas Just Gone from Little Dove. I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's done, because it's now way completed and finished, and I'll put a picture in of where I was last time. So this was a 6-part stitch along. I've just realised I didn't tell you the fabrics or anything of those last two. Quickly, Masquerade was on Claire Brown 16 count, Cherry Blossom, Ada and Blue Butterfly is on 25 count, Lugana. Yeah, anyway, back to this one. So yeah, last time, did I put a picture of where I was up to last time? That was part 4 finished. So I've just been working on this a little bit. Again, sorry, it's still in its hoop. And I have now finished part 5, which is these 4 blocks here, and I've just started working on part 6 over here. So this is a 32 count Zweigart grey spotty fabric. I think it's called Petit Point fabric, and I absolutely love stitching on it. I've had a great time stitching on this, and I just love the effect of this. So if you remember, I think when I spoke about this last, I was talking about how much I love this square and how the back stitch really makes it. And then this little square here was similar. So it's like back stitch to create the snowflake, if you can see it. But yeah, really enjoying this one. So I'm hoping, especially now that I'm on part 6, next time you see me, this should be done. As I say, I've just got the 4 boxes to do. However, there is a border to go, and it's like 3 rows around the whole thing. So even if I've not got the border done, which hopefully I will, but hopefully I'll have at least got the actual main body done. So really looking forward to getting that one done, and then finally I'll have something else finished for Christmas next year. I just need to work out how to fully finish it. Next one, let's go on to Cryptids. So the Cryptid Stitch Along by the Witchy Stitcher, you'll have seen a million times. This has now finished, and loads of people have finished this, and it looks stunning. I absolutely love this piece. I'm really, really glad I've started this one. So last time I'll put a picture in of what it looks like fully finished. As I say, you'll have seen this everywhere though. And I'll put a picture in of where I was last time. So last time I had 3 of the cryptids done, and I think I just started the 4th one. But I've loved this piece this last month. Who's that? Oh, I thought we had a visitor. I think they're going next door. Yes, we're okay. Here we are. So I have actually halfway done with the cryptids. So as I say, I've loved doing this one. So last time I had just started doing the Jersey Devil. So since then I've done these bottom 4. So we've got 8 more to go. And then obviously I've got the rest of the title and the border to do, which is quite a lot of stitching still to go. But yeah, really, really, really enjoyed this one. So this is on a 20 count Ada in Zweigart Vintage Mocha. And I'm actually stitching this 1 over 1. So it's in the ones that are black, there is a little bit, you can see the fabric through a little bit, but I quite like it. I'm quite enjoying the effect that it's giving. And the last few, I actually stitched the borders and then went back and filled in the cryptids, and I really enjoyed doing it that way. So I might do that for the rest of them, get the borders all stitched, and then I can go back and fill in the little critters. So yeah, cryptids, love that one. I feel like I could get that one finished this year now, I hope. We'll wait and see. Okay, next we'll go to Nutcracker Village. So this is by Country Cottage Needleworks, I think. This is a mystery stitch along type thing. So I think there are 1, I think there are 11 parts to this one. I'll pop a picture in of like the teaser thing that we've got, so they're kind of releasing a block at a time. So you can either stitch these all individually or you can stitch them all on one big piece. I'll pop a picture in of where I was last time. So I'd started with the bigger middle section, and I'd obviously put that in the middle, and then I'm going to do the village all around as shown on their teaser version. So I think we've now got the 4th part released, and I think I've received the 3rd, I think. Anyway, I've not done a whole lot more on this one. Again, sorry, it's still in the hoop. But here we are. So I think I've done this tree and then maybe some more of the snowflakes, I think. But this part is actually a lot bigger than I thought. It's taking a lot longer than I thought, but I'm really looking forward to getting around to the little buildings around the outside. I think they look really, really cute. So this is stitched on I think it's a 32 count Zweigart linen in raw silver. And I love this. I don't know if you can actually, I think you can see the sparkle. Really enjoying the stitching on the sparkly fabric. I just need to get a bit more of a move on. I've not got as far along on that one as I would like to be. So hopefully next time you see me, I'll have at least finished this part. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable aim. So yeah, Nutcracker Village, really, really like it. I think it's really cute. I've not actually seen a huge amount of people stitching that one so far. Yeah, if you're stitching that one and you're a bit further along than I am, I would really like to see if you can let me know. I'd really like to see those. And then the final whip that I have is Hello Petal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I think I'd only just started this one last time I saw you. So here is the finished picture. I'm sure you've seen this a million times before. And this is the last of the 4 trees in the series that I'm stitching. So once I've done this, I'll have a full set, which I'm really looking forward to. So this one I'm doing as a stitch along with Chou from Belushi Stitches. I'm quite impressed. I think I've got a whole way through a video up to wherever up to 20 minutes at least, and this is the first project that I've mentioned Chou in. Go me. Anyway, so we're doing this as a 4-part stitch along. So we're stitching this from January to April, 1 part a month. I've split it roughly into 4 parts. I'll pop a picture in of how we've split it. So we've done January's section, which was the trunk. February's section was the section with the mouse. March's section, we're going to go across to the rabbit on the other side, and then finishing off with the top section, which has got the little chick in April. That's the plan. So, as I say, last time you saw this, I can't remember if I put a picture in already, so I'll put one in just in case. I'd just done a little bit in the middle, I think, maybe the top of the branches and an Easter egg, maybe, I think. And now I've finished part 2. So, here we are. And you may notice that I've done a few colour changes in this one. So, starting with the sheep down here. So I altered the colours of this very slightly. I did my own colour conversion for this one. Random red fluff on it, sorry. So I picked my own colours for this one, taking some guidance from Sarah the Clumsy Stitcher's conversion and Stitch with Beth Chadwick. She sent me her colour conversion for the whole piece as well. So yeah, I think I ended up picking my own colours for the sheep. Just took ideas from them. And then I've also changed the colour of the mouse, but these are the colours that Beth used. She very kindly shared her conversion with me, and I pinched it because I thought it was great. I think he looks brilliant now. Really, really happy with the colours in that one. So yeah, there we go. Hello Petal, 2 parts done. So as I say, March sees this section being on, which has got the pink rabbit, which I am going to change. I think I'm going to make him grey, probably pinch Beth's colour conversion as well, because she did such a good job of it. Yeah, so fingers crossed this should be coming along nicely when you next see me. And as I say, I'm really looking forward to having that one done, and then I can have all 4 trees done and get them all finished. Still don't know what I want to do with them. Possibly putting them on some mount board, and then I can swap them in and out seasonally. I think, yeah, I think having all 4 of them up at the same time might be a bit much space, but we'll wait and see. Okay, so they were all the whips. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 whips. Okay, not bad. Let's move on then to new starts. So I actually have quite a few new starts to show you. Okay, let's start with this one. So I think I mentioned in my last video that me and Joe from Blueshy Stitches were starting a year-long stitch along for a piece by Lakeside Needlecraft. It's designed by Durene Jones, and it was a stitch along done by them a good few years ago now, I think, and it's called Under the Sea. So I'll pop a picture in of the finished design. Really, really cute, as you can see. So this we've decided to do as a year-long stitch along, and if you notice, there's 12 sort of like larger items on the finished piece. So we're doing one of them every month. And the original plan was we were going to kind of do all the background stuff as we go along. So like part 1 would be the octopus and some of the surrounding stuff. However, I've changed my mind on that slightly. I'll tell you what, I'll show you where we're up to and we'll go from, and then I can explain a bit better. So, as I say, we're doing one part a month. So I have done January's section, which is the octopus, and then I've also done February, which was the shark. And here I am. So I've not backstitched it yet, and I've also kind of only done the actual big things themselves. So this is stitched on Lakeside Needlecraft fabric. It's a 36 count. I think it's just called Under the Sea. Yeah, Under the Sea. So it's specifically designed, I think, for this piece. Sorry, it's a bit crinkly, but you'll be able to see it looks like the sea. It's super pretty. So yeah, I love these little characters. I think they look great. But as you can see, I've only done the big things. So what I've decided, obviously I've done some of these yellow fish here, but that is because there was quite a big jump from the shark across to whatever comes next. I think they're just some bigger fish in the next section. So I thought if I at least start what's there now, then next month I can easily start on the next thing rather than count it across and probably making a mistake, knowing me. So what I've decided to do is stitch all the big things and then kind of go back maybe at the end, or maybe just when I've done a little bit more, and fill in the sort of surrounding details, and probably do the back stitch at the end for everything as well. Just because there's such there's such little bits and pieces. I really don't want to be just doing like 2 stitches on a fish and then that's it for that month, if you know what I mean. I'd sooner like get a colour on my thread and be able to go across most of the piece. So that's my thinking with it, but I love it. I'm really, really enjoying it. This fabric is really, really lovely to stitch on. This is I think this is the first Lakeside fabric I'm actually stitching on, and I'm really excited to start using some more because it's great, really, really nice to stitch with. So yeah, that is Under the Sea. I don't think we have a hashtag for that, and I think I said that last time. If we create one, I will let you know. But please feel free to join us on that one. As I say, it's a year-long stitch along, so there's plenty of time to catch up. And the rate I'm going, although I'm keeping up, and I probably will get it finished, get all the individual parts finished by the end of the year, it may go into next year with me finishing all the little details and the back stitch. So we'll wait and see. Right, next one is the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. So this is part of the yearly, is it a stitch along? Yearly release anyway, for A Year in the Woods. You'll have seen this popping up everywhere. Everyone is stitching this fox, and I am probably the furthest behind as usual. What have I got on the back here? Oh, that's the next one. So as I say, this is a 12-part project. So we're doing quite well with releases now. I think they've released 4 and I absolutely love every single one of them. I think they're all stunning. So this is, I'll pop a picture in of like their original mystery piece. You'll see what I mean. So there's a different part per month, and it's seasons as well. So across the top we've got winter, which is, so we're only going to get the first piece of this at the end of the year in December. So the fox is January's part, and then we've also got February's part released, which is the swans, and then we're now into the spring sections. Is that right? I don't know. You get the gist anyway. So they've also released a jackrabbit, and latest release is a raccoon, and they're both adorable. However, it's going to be ages before it gets to them, and it's a good job because I cannot track down the fabric at the moment. I think I may have to switch that out a little bit, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, here's a picture of the fox finished, if I've not shown you already, and here is where I am up to on it. So this is stitched on a 36 count fabric by Picture This Plus called Mirage, and it is lovely. And that's where I'm up to. So this is stitched with DMC and then a couple of fancy floss. I think are they both Gentle Arts? Anyway, but I think you'll remember me saying last time, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both Gentle Arts Chalk and Burnt Orange. In my last video, I was really struggling to track down the Burnt Orange. Thank you very much to everyone who thought they found it in a few places. Really appreciate it. Didn't end up managing to track it down. However, I had like all the alerts set up for various places, and then I finally got a notification from 123 Stitch that it was in stock. So I quickly pounced, ordered some for me and some for Joe because we were both struggling to find it. Got it all delivered. Got it all ordered and, you know, ready to go. And then I think like 3 days later, everywhere in the UK started getting it as well, which was annoying, but didn't think it was worth the risk. I thought I'd just pounce on it and get it while I could. So yeah, really enjoying this one. It took me a while to get going on it, I will say. I think it's the fabric because it doesn't actually show up. Well, I don't know. It's quite dark to stitch on, and I was really struggling with the holes. So you'll notice I normally like to stitch, apart from full coverage pieces, I normally like to stitch in a hoop. And for some reason, a hoop with this just wasn't working for me. So I put it in a Q-snap, which is working much better. I have to sit in a much brighter place to do this one. I need much better lighting for this than I normally have. But I've found my method now, and I'm really loving it. I can't wait to get back to this one and get on with the rest of them. Okay, so that was new start number 2. Next one is the next in the Country Cottage Needleworks Sampler of the Month series. So I've started on the February Sampler of the Month, if you can see it there. So very similar design to January, just much more pink and Valentine's-y. So I've not got a huge start on this one. I've just started the house, which is just there. So long way to go on this one, only just started. But this is stitched on the same fabric as the last one, which is 32 count Lucan in Natural by Zweigart. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to get back to this one tonight because, where are we? Over halfway through February, but I'd really like to get this well done before the end of February. As I say, they don't take too long to stitch up, so really like to get back to that one. Keep myself on target. Okay, next one I have is a Modern Folk Embroidery new start. So I don't know why, I was not planning on this start at all, but I just saw it in my stash. It was a nice small one and I just really felt like getting stuck in. So this is called the Flowering Heart. I'll pop a picture in of what it'll look like when it's done. So it's a super small cute design, and then I've gone a bit rogue with my fabric and colours on this one. So obviously you can see the original is really traditional with the red stitches, which looks beautiful, and I was quite tempted to do it sort of traditionally, but this is what we've gone for. Sorry, it's still in the hoop. And here's where I'm up to. So I have gone for this 16 count fabric from Claire Brown. This was just something from one of her mystery like grab bags. This is called Confetti, so it's beautiful pinks and blues and purples. Yeah, And I'm going for DMC 3, which one is this? Let's have a look. 3834, I'm stitching this in, so it's like a sort of darkish purpley kind of colour. But I love it, I'm really pleased with this. So yeah, only a small start, but I'm really looking forward to getting some more work on that one and seeing what the whole thing looks like. So yes, I hope Jacob approves of my slightly odd, well, not traditional fabric choice, shall we say, for that one. Okay, next is another teeny tiny start, and this was a bit of an experiment more than anything. So this is one of the little freebies from Liz Matthews that she sent out over the last year. This is called Always. If I can find a picture of what it looked like when it's done, I'll pop it in. So it's just a super simple design. As I say, it's just a little freebie. And my idea behind this was to try some new thread out, basically. So I will show you where I'm up to. So I've just started in the middle. I'm stitching this on a Zweigart vintage mocha. What size is this? Maybe 18 count? And I'm stitching this using a Mrs. Sadas silk in Oxide, which is absolutely beautiful. So here is the thread, if you can see it. I really struggled to show this thread accurately on camera, but it's absolutely beautiful. The variegation in it is stunning. I'll tell you what, let's try and hold it this way. So it goes through so many colours, it's absolutely stunning. I love it. But yes, my idea behind this was I really want to stitch Pandemic by Long Knock Samplers, and I'd really love to use a Mrs. Sadas silk to do that. And I have bought one in Midnight, which is kind of similar colours to Oxide, it's just a bit bluer. But before I started that massive piece, I just wanted to try it on a smaller piece just so I could like work it out properly and sort of get used to it. This silk is so soft, by the way, it's beautiful. Yeah, but what I'm learning is it's so variegated. I think you're just going to have to go in for it and just hope for the best. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know when I'm going to start that one. It may be a while off, but that's my plan. But anyway, that's where I'm up to on this one. Tiny start. I really should just get that done. But yeah, love that silk. Also, I didn't bring them down. I didn't bring any haul down actually, but I just purchased some new Mrs. Sadas silks. She had a sale on her sort of small skeins of floss because she does them in this size, which is just a small, I think they're 11 yards, and then she does the huge hanks, which I'm sure you've seen before. Anyway, she had a sale on these smaller ones, so I just grabbed a few just to try some different colorways out really, and I must say her customer service is fantastic. I ordered a bunch of them and then decided that I wanted to add a few extra on, so I emailed her to basically say, sorry, is there any way that you could, because it's coming from Spain, Portugal, somewhere, sorry, I didn't really want to pay for a second bunch of postage. I would have done if it was too complicated otherwise, but yeah, I emailed her and just said, anyway, I can just add some extra ones on and then combine the postage, is that possible? So she sorted it out for me. She was like, of course, order again, I'll refund you the second lot of postage, absolutely not a problem. She was lovely, absolutely brilliant. And then she also sent with my order when it arrived, which came really quickly, a little needle minder, this one. So even the thought that goes into that it's like, obviously, you know, well, I'm assuming she's not just picked a random letter out and happened to get the right one. So yeah, I was really, really pleased with her customer service. I thought she was brilliant. So highly, highly recommend Mrs. Sadas. And also her silks are just beautiful. Definitely, definitely, definitely recommend if you've not tried silks out before like me. Yeah, 100% recommend. Anyway, This is getting on to be quite long now, sorry. Lots of stitching to go through. Let's go through my final new start, which is a new snail house. So obviously I'd finished my third snail house, which you'll see at the beginning of the video, my Liliata Valley. So after, actually did take a few weeks off stitching our snails. And then, was it 2 Saturdays ago? I should explain. Joe and I are doing these as a stitch along, and we're using the hashtag Snail House Saturday. Please feel free to join us. We're both stitching all the snails, but you don't have to stitch them all. You can just stitch one or something else snail house related, I suppose, if you can find something. So there was an original 3 released, which is the ones that I've already done. And then there's been a second lot of 3 released. So this is the first in the second bundle. So we've gone for the grape one first. So I'll put a picture in of what it'll look like when it's done. And then here is my start. So I've done this is a super simple house. I think this is probably the most simple design of the snail houses so far. So it's just got like a white outline of the house. It's all filled in this green colour. And then we'll move on to the snail and the grapes. But yeah, love that one. Really looking forward to getting that done. And it's so nice having like a weekly, like knowing that I'm going to get weekly progress in on something. So yeah, really love that one. So that is all my stitching for the last however long. Not too bad, I feel. Yeah, pleased with that. I don't have any haul down to show you. I've decided this would probably be long enough with just rambling about stitching. Plans, nothing specific or new. Sorry, I'm sitting on the floor too long again. Plans are basically to carry on with the Hello Petal. Did I tell you the hashtag for that one? If not, Hello Petal, nice spring in your step. Carry on with that one. So we'll be moving into March's section soon. Carrying on with Under the Sea, moving into March's section on that one. I'd love to get the February sampler of the month done this month, and then obviously start the March one next month. Yeah, just keep plodding along. As I say, I'd really like to get the Christmas Magic one finished soon as well. Hopefully that will maybe be finished next time you see me. Yeah, we'll see how we go. I feel like I think I've said this before, if I've not filmed for a while, I feel really awkward coming back in and I feel like I've just like shouted words at you, and yeah, sorry. I hope this is okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Really appreciate everyone that comes back to watch me and follow along with me. Please comment down below. Love to hear what you're stitching on. Yeah, thanks very much. See you again soon. I'm not going to put a time frame on it because I have no idea anymore. I don't stick to anything clearly. So I will see you again soon. Goodbye.